Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody today? Um, just waiting for Liz. Um, so you always got to wait for somebody, ain't we? Always waiting for somebody. But there you go. It can't be out. Just waiting for Liz at the moment. Talking about binge eating today, guys. Talking about binge eating, and you know, so.
I couldn't get
The
in.
one, always the one.
I couldn't get into the blooming thing. So sorry I'm a bit late. How are
Okay,
you?
so Liz,
Mm-hmm.
I need to cover something because I'm being asked to cover this. I'm going to talk about binge eating today.
Okay.
Okay, so what are the signs for binge eating?
Well, there isn't. That is quite a specialist field, and it's not really my thing. Apart from the obvious, kind of just eating far too much, and it will be triggered by emotions. And that's why it's not really my thing, because I'm not a therapist. Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, what we'll do is this. What we'll do, I'm going to tell you about a bit about it because I'm been through it. Then what I'm going to do is because we're putting on the weight and everything. So then I'm going to come back to Liz and say to Liz, how we're going to kind of like actually lose the weight because she's more specialized in things like that in Liz.
Yeah, the more practical side of it, not the emotional thing. And I wouldn't like to say anything that was wrong. Yeah, that's not
Okay,
my
so
expertise.
if someone is developing binge eating, um, they're probably buying a lots of food, organizing life around binge episodes, ordering food, hiding food. That's what I
Yeah,
used to do.
yeah,
Eating very rapidly, so it's one after another.
yeah.
Eat. What else is it? Avoiding waiting around for others for food. Yeah. And also on here it says mood swings. Um, Liz, that the mood swing sometimes comes in with the food part, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, because of the binge eating is never going to be for anything healthy. It's always going to be for savory, usually sweet stuff, highly processed. And the problems with those foods is they can trigger that ping, so you get a high and then you get the low. So you want more food to ping, give you that high again, and then you have a low. And it's a real roller coaster, but something is triggering it. And that needs to be dealt with first. People need to, a really good thing to do is keep a food diary. So
Yeah,
write down
yeah.
when you eat it, what it is, where you are, who you're with, what's your mood, and do that over a period of time. If you don't know what your trigger is, then that will help you find that trigger. And then you need to get specialist help and work on that trigger. If you don't think you can do it yourself, you then need to get specialist help with a therapist to work on that trigger.
Right.
Because some of
Okay.
them can be very deep and emotional.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that much I do know, but the ins and outs I wouldn't
I
like to say.
know, I know, and I should have kind of like, but I was getting asked to cover it, so
Oh
uh,
no, it's fine. I love a surprise question.
and it's true, isn't it, Liz, that you don't know what questions are coming up, do you?
No, I don't. I love it.
You
I
don't.
don't like
So
to know.
right, okay. So Steve, I've been say it again. I've been binge eating for a while now. I hide food away from my wife. I want to lose weight, but the trouble is, I'm not between me and the gatepost. I'm so lazy. I just want to hang around all day. It's not because of that. It's because of my disabilities, um, and there's other things going on in my life. Well, I used to hide food away in cupboards or under the sofa and everything else like that. But I think what you need to do is you need to own up that that you are doing it. If you've got a problem with binge eating, I think you've got to admit the problem to your partner. Stop hiding the food away because that's not never going to help you really. What do you reckon, Liz? What do you
Yeah,
reckon?
completely agree with you. You have to be honest to yourself. If you live with someone, you have to be honest with them because they're going to be your backbone. Because if you need to go and get help about that, they need to know so they can support you. Because if you are going to get support, you obviously can't do it on your own. So you need the support of the people around you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he's already admitted, and that guy as well. What's his name?
Michael.
Michael, yeah, Michael's probably in a rut as well. And it just becomes a habit thing. That's what you do. So you do it. You need to break that cycle somehow. And if you're
Yeah,
starting to think about food, break that thought in its path. Do something that's going to keep you busy if you can. Crosswords, reading a really good book, puzzles, things like that.
mm,
But break that thought in its tracks. I mean, I get that because I love sweets, but I don't let myself think about them because if I start thinking about them, I'm like, oh, I want them. So you have to break that thought in its tracks
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because otherwise
Yeah,
it gets a hold of you. You start
yeah.
imagining eating these foods, and before you know it, you're legging it down the street for the shops.
I know. Julie wants to know. Stephen, Liz. I am 4 months pregnant. Congratulations. But the trouble is, my doctors are worried about me because I'm a binge eater. And well, all I can say about that is this: look, um, don't tell a doctor, but I think at the end of the day, you have one, you've got to be careful anyway. But secondly, many people will say, "Oh, just that's an excuse." But when people are pregnant, they do eat a lot anyway, don't they?
Well, yeah, but your hormones all over the place anyway, and you
Yeah,
know you have, and that baby that's growing is taking a lot of your nutrition, so your
yeah,
body is like in search of more food to replace it. I would imagine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, if you get any more problems or anything, I reckon you should go to see a doctor and for
Yeah,
advice. But if
yeah,
you want to go
yeah.
into any plans when you've had your baby, I don't advise it now, do you, Liz?
Do what? So I don't advise what bit.
Well, I was just going to say, I advise it when she's had a baby to go on to one of your plans. Say,
Yeah, yeah. Once the baby's born and what, don't do anything drastic at the
yeah, don't
moment.
do anything now. Yeah,
Yeah, but the only thing you can, if it helps, is really try to get good quality food in. If try to improve the quality of the food because don't forget you need to give your wee baby as much nourishment as possible. So maybe swap out some of the stuff you shouldn't eat with some better stuff.
yeah, yeah. Okay. What's she called? Lucy Sander? Lucy? Oh, okay. Lucinda, sorry. Right, Lucinda. I, Steve, and Liz. I am only 18 years old, but I've been binge eating because my exams, my parents put too much pressure on me, and it's getting me down. I keep eating quite a bit. I had two McDonald's yesterday, and last night at 10 o'clock, I had a KFC. Then I cry myself to sleep, and also during the night, I get up and put my mouth, fingers down my mouth. Um,
Okay, right. Well, what's this one's name? What's this girl's name?
Lucinda.
Lucinda, you will need to get specialist help for that because if you are starting to bring your food back up, that is not good for you at all.
No,
So
so
you do need to get specialist help. I
yeah,
mean, and that pressure thing, I get that. It's really hard because the anxiety and the pressure. That's a stressful situation your body's in, and that drive you to eat a lot of that food as well.
That's the
So
trouble, isn't
you
it?
need to get some
Parents,
special.
when they're at that age and they're going for their exams, you know, kind of like, young people are so pressured in doing well, and if they don't mention it, the child will be okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
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 you hear
no,
that often, don't you?
yeah. Okay. Frank wants to know. Hi, Steve. I'm 34 stone, and I'm not allowed to go to the gym at this moment in time because the doctors have stopped me from going. I know about that. What can I do? Well, I'll tell you what. Um, you can kind of still do exercises in on the sofa and stuff like that, or do sit up and stand up exercises, or things
Yeah,
like that.
just
And there's I don't know where you live, but if you lived in Devon, I'd give you some equipment that we got, which is just a little bike thing where you can sit down and you just do the exercises, pedaling. We've got a few of them, and we use them for our stroke club. Um, but it's we can't do it. So, what do you suggest I do? Well,
yeah, just
this,
move around as much as possible, I think, because
yeah,
you really need to kind of get the blood flowing, get your body moving, get it, get the blood pumping round. So just be mobile as much as you can. I know it might be difficult, but yeah, and there's bound to be some exercises if you checked on YouTube for exercises for overweight people or chair bound or something. You're bound to find something that you
yeah,
can do.
yeah,
But just try and start being as mobile as possible, because the more you move, the more energy your body needs. So you might start to lose weight if you just move around a little bit more.
yeah. Um, do you suggest I join any slimming clubs or slimming plans? Well, Liz has a slimming plan, but I think you need to speak to Liz because I don't know how she deals with bigger people, so I cannot tell you that. But joining a slimming club, oh
Oh,
god,
there's kind of
I'm not
fors
saying
and
nothing,
against
but
that.
yeah,
Yeah, there are fors and against. I think if somebody is knows their why and is ready to make a change, then slimming clubs can be useful. But the problem with slimming clubs is they still kind of promote quite heavily the same foods which caused you weight gain in the first place. So the sins, pastries and low fat food and low artificial sweeteners, and these things, they're not actually very good for you. So ideally, you need to work on a kind of diet that slowly reduces those foods out and replaces them with much better foods that keep you fuller for longer. That's the little secret behind it. And slimming club foods don't really keep you very, very long, because they're like low fat cereal bars and things like that. And they're not satiating. You might eat one, or you might eat one. I'd only think one will be enough for me, because they're teeny weeny little things. So you
well,
might have two or
yeah,
three. They don't last for long. You digest them quickly, and then you're in search for more food. And don't forget that trigger all the time, ping in your
yeah,
brain, trigger, ping, and you have to stop that pinging. All of these foods that are allowed on the Slim Club ping,
yeah,
you need to
yeah,
stop that pinging, because that pinging is what drives the craving and the want and desire for more food. And processed food is produced to make you want more. And it's because your body, because the food is very nutrient lacking in nutrients, your body naturally wants to consume more of it to get as much nutrients as possible from it. And
yeah.
these processed foods,
Yeah,
they
I would
constantly.
get a food diary made up and do a food diary, then go to the doctors and say what kind of help they can help you. I want to, you got to be so careful because if you would have joined it, me and Michelle's done it, and what we've done, we've joined Slimming World and other slimming clubs. And the trouble is, if you're not 100%, guys, if you're not 100% and you're not in it, what I mean is that you're dedicated to it, you're not going to lose any weight. It's pointless paying all that money out, right? Because it's a waste of time, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It can be expensive. It can be a waste of money because, I mean, there are lots of online Facebook groups, but if you've never really done any dieting before, you really need kind of personal help because you don't know where to start, do you? You just don't know how to get started. You don't know how to change your habits. You don't know how to change your behavior. And that's the problem with the slimming wells and the clubs. As you know, they have great intentions, but they don't really change your habits.
Yeah.
And they're still allowing you to ping and.
I know. So that's what I suggest. I would do a food diary and see a dietitian or whatever, because you might be diabetic too, so you've got to be careful.
Yeah, insulin resistant likely as well. That usually comes with being overweight as well, insulin resistant.
Oh yeah.
And food diary. Very good idea, Steve. Keep a food diary. And again, why? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you watching? What time of day is it? How do you feel? Because all of those things really matter because they start to build a pattern.
Yeah, she's lovely. Lucy's lovely. She is. She's lovely.
Why?
Why? I know.
But it's good. It's good. Hi, Steve and Liz. Hello. Watched out for you yesterday, but you were on. No, Stephen had a meeting, and I couldn't cancel it. It was impossible. It was. Then next minute, I didn't go. So I thought, well, here you go. So.
So we couldn't have done it live anyway. Never mind.
Sorry?
I said, so we could have done her live anyway.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
Don't worry about it. Francis wants to know, Liz, if you're a woman who is 14 stone, is that a case of not looking after myself? And am I going to be binge eating? I don't understand. You have to tell me.
14 stone, that's not really terribly heavy.
It's not, no.
You can certainly easily turn that weight around if you wanted to, depending on the height of the person as well.
That's better. Steve, I'm 14 stone. The trouble is, I'm worried about my weight because my boyfriend says I need to lose weight. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got a message for your boyfriend. Tell him to get lost. Because at the end of the day, my darling, it's up to you what you want to be. And if your boyfriend doesn't like it, I've got a sign for him. Tell him to up it.
Yeah, you need to do it for yourself. You need to be happy in your own skin. I mean, we can all want to lose weight to feel good for ourselves, but you have to do it for you.
Of course.
You can't do it for anybody else.
Of course. Okay, guys, we've only got a few minutes left because Liz has got to go. Steve, because she's doing another live after this. Yeah, please join her afterwards. I'm going to. Hi, Steve and Liz. Hi, I'm Gary. I'm down your wood, Steve. Oh, hello. I'm in Bournemouth. Well, okay. I am 25 stone. I'm worried about my weight. My partner thinks that we're never going to have children again. She wants children, so do I. But our sex life at the moment is not very good because, right, what you need to do, mate, I can't mention anything about that on here, but what we can do, if you'd like to talk to me afterwards, I can kind of like have a chat with you. I don't really want to talk about it on here, about things like that.
But if that guy really wants to lose weight, then he needs to start making a few changes. And they don't need to be big, but just small changes, but changes that are going to lead
yeah,
to something better.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take a look at
I,
your diet.
I,
What can you get rid of?
Yeah, I think what happens is, I think what you need to do, I know what you're getting at, and I understand, but I don't really want to mention it on here. But I know people are listening that the trouble is, is it important? Is it important? Where I can understand, but the
Oh,
trouble is,
impotence.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. The trouble is, so I can understand where you're coming from, and I've been through the same thing. But the trouble is, you got to kind of like, when people are overweight, people do have problems, and the trouble is, like, um, it's a sign. If you want more, if you want to have more children, then the best thing to do about it is to lose the weight, isn't it, Liz?
Yeah. And psychologically as well, it can be a problem because anybody, even if they don't necessarily need to be excessively overweight, but if they feel overweight, it's going to have an effect on their sex drive as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
if you think you've got a problem, if you think you're overweight, if you think you're unhealthy, then make a difference to yourself and do something. Do something beneficial for you. Do something you know is going to benefit you.
yeah. And before I go,
Just
guys,
think about it. That's why I always say you need to know your why.
damn
When you're ready, you'll start
Yeah,
making
get it in
changes.
the last second.
damn it, she gets it in before I do. But guys, at the end of the day, guys, it's only you who can do it. No one else, not your girlfriend, never like that. Thank you, Liz. I gotta let Liz go because she's very busy. See you on your next adventure, guys. But take care. See you later, Liz.
Bye.
Bye. There you go. That's Liz. Okay, I'm back at 6 o'clock. I think. I'm not sure. I'm sure I am. I'm sure I am. I know I am. I'm an HHPPY.
Yeah,
Yeah, who with?
Jane.
I'm Jane.
Jane Duncan Rogers.
I'm back at 6 o'clock with Jane Duncan Rogers, guys. And we got a few people on tonight. We're going to be really good. Mark Gorham's on 9:40. Elvis Personator, 60s. Oh, what an evening we're going to have. So join me then. Thank you very much for coming and watching us today. I'm going to go and watch Liz and wind her up. See you later, guys. Bye.
Yeah, Liz, don't burn your nuts.